money isn't what makes you happy. Money will bring you certainty. 100%. You will get certainty in your life and you will feel safe and secure, and that's amazing. But after that, you have to go back to the mission. And if you don't have a mission, you're going to feel lost.
See, I think that's a mistake. You need to start with why. You have to start with what is the purpose and what touches you at the deepest level.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 924, it is Motivation Monday. It's gotta be bigger than you. You have to understand that you will only grow to the level of your necessity. The reason many people undershoot their goals is because they do not grow to the level of their goals. They don't have the necessity, and many goals are empty goals. They are made for us to look good. They're not necessarily created from a place of, I have to do better, I have to change the world, I have to change this industry. I think that our purpose, and this is an Evan Carmichael quote, our purpose comes from our deepest pain. And yes, maybe for some of us, our deepest pain is not having money or growing up without money, but how do we turn that into something that can serve other human beings? I was on the phone today with somebody on Zoom. I don't know why I say on the phone. I was on Zoom today with somebody who I haven't talked to in a while, and it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to catch up with this person. And I said, how's everything? Tell me about business. Tell me about life. Tell me about everything. And this person said, business is really good. I'm about to hit my first $100,000 in my business, which is amazing. And I never believed it could happen. And I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. Everything seems like it's working out. And we got deeper into the conversation. And I said, so how are things really? Because I know when we're catching up, we want to make everything seem really good. And we want to make it seem like we're crushing it. And I totally understand that. But I said, what's really happening? And this person said, it's weird. I'm making more money than I ever have. And for the first time, I have money in my bank and I'm looking into investing, but I'm just not that happy. I'm just not that fulfilled. I'm looking for more. I'm looking for the next thing. And I said, you have to understand, money isn't what makes you happy. Money will bring you certainty. 100%. You will get certainty in your life and you will feel safe and secure, and that's amazing. But after that, you have to go back to the mission. And if you don't have a mission, you're going to feel lost. I said, Alan and I had a week where we had $20-something thousand sent over to our bank account. And I said, it was good for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. It felt really good. And then after that, it was like, okay, that's that. Back to the mission. It has to be back to the mission. So this person and I had a really, really deep conversation. And I said, you have to figure out what the purpose is, what the passion is, what you're going to do to serve others, because you making money is serving you. And that's amazing. Money is important for the business and the mission. But how do you grow beyond that? The only way to grow beyond that is to make it bigger than you. And that is why we are talking about that today. So really tap into your why. Again, I always use the example of a dog shelter. If you are somebody who grew up seeing animals abused or seeing them not taken care of or malnourished, you're probably very passionate about that. And that is your pain, and there is your purpose. Alan and I, for us, it's self-improvement. If we had self-improvement in our lives when we were younger, we probably never would have gone through a bunch of the garbage that we went through. We went through it. Now our goal is to help other people avoid that. So really tap into your pain to figure out what your purpose is. Because if you really, really, really want to get to the next level of your life, it has to be bigger than you.
So there's so many ways I can go with this. And Kevin and I, over the last 5 years, have run into frustration, overwhelm, pressure, challenge, heartbreak, vulnerability. There has been so much, and we have an event coming up that has really tested us. And I use the analogy, Wayne Dyer used to use this all the time, and so shout out to Wayne Dyer, RIP, actually, he has passed away. And he was one of my favorite authors for a long time, and I love Wayne's work, and he used to use this analogy, phenomenal speaker. He used to say, a lot of times life is like an orange. If you squeeze an orange, you're only ever going to get orange juice out. You're not going to get apple juice or, pomegranate juice out of an orange. Why? Because that's what's inside. And so it has to be bigger than you. It has to come from that place. I remember Kevin and I were living in Florida for a time in Jacksonville with one of our mentors. And I remember this mentor was reverse engineering finish lines, just like we were at the time. But it was starting out with what he wanted to achieve, and then it was going into how to achieve it, and then it was going into why. See, I think that's a mistake. You need to start with why. You have to start with what is the purpose and what touches you at the deepest level. So I have a story called the Teddy story, and it's a hypothetical anonymous story. I don't even know who wrote it. And every time I've ever read this story, I bawl my eyes out. And I've never been able to get through it without crying because it touches me, my mind, my body, my heart, and my soul at the deepest level. And I have a folder called My Deepest Why. And I remember years and years and years ago, I started this folder back 7 years ago after my car accident when I was 26 years old. So when I was 2 years old, my father passed away in a car accident. I know many of you know that. When I was 26 years old, I got in a really bad car accident. And that's when I tapped deeply into my why, because I realized that the 6 figures and the more money than I ever needed, the paying off all my debt in 1 year, the beautiful girlfriend and the amazing car, and all these things, high school friends and college friends and corporate friends, all of that stuff was great. And I don't want to, that's a piece of the equation, but it's not the whole equation. And it's definitely not the most important part of the equation. The most important part of the equation is this part we're talking about here, which is your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is your motive for action? What is the mission that you're on? So Kevin and I grew up without fathers. We had no male guidance from any male role models, no matter how far we looked or no matter how much we looked. And yes, there were a couple along the way that helped us, but for the most part, we never had a man who we believed was character-driven and who could guide us. And so now, of course, we want to be that. We grew up in environments that didn't have a lot of personal development, to be quite frank. They didn't. My growing up didn't have any personal development, to be completely honest. And when I found personal development, I knew, I was like, this is the thing. This is what I would have needed. This is what would have brought me out of the darkest places. And that Teddy story talks about a teacher who believed in Teddy from a very young age, even though Teddy had really hard stuff going on at home. And I've had people believe in me when I was in my darkest places. And so now that's our mission. That's our goal, is to believe in you and to show you what you're capable of and to guide you and to bring personal development to you in your pocket every single day from anywhere on earth. So I started a folder. I digress. I started a folder called My Deepest Why. And Kevin and I have been beaten up and knocked down so many times in this journey. And whenever I have what I refer to now as my head between my legs moment, those moments where your elbows are on your knees and you're hunched over, looking down at the ground, nearly in tears, completely just gassed, and you're tired and you're overwhelmed and you're just like, how in the hell am I going to do this? Usually, before Kevin and I have a next level of success, usually I'm having a few of those moments. This last Next Level Live event, there have been several of those moments where I've just been like, I've woken up, and Kev, I know you can relate to this. Mm-hmm. I've woken up in the morning and I've sat there and I've been like, I looked at my calendar and I'm like, how in the hell am I going to do this? Because it's every day. It's constant. It's always.
Hey guys, my name is Jacob Valdalon and I just finished Next Level Group Coaching. When I joined, I wasn't sure what I was walking into. But during the entire course and the program, I figured out it's not something that I wanted to do, it's something I needed to do. They helped set me on the right path with learning how to do PPTs, peak performance tracking, and every 2 weeks I was gaining new awarenesses and getting a lot more happier, first of all, in my health, wealth, and love, but also winning more practically and tactically in business. So if you're looking to upgrade your life, get to that next level, definitely sign up for that group coaching.
And we have an amazing team now, and we're making a lot of money, but we're also investing a lot of money back into the business. And so if I stop and I am not capable, the whole team suffers, the whole mission suffers, the whole business suffers, right? So I've had those moments where it's like, how am I going to do this? During those head between my knees moments, when my elbows are on my knees and I'm looking at the floor, wondering how in the hell I'm going to do it, I think about my deepest why. I think about the Teddy story. I think about this true north around my neck, this necklace, this North Star. I think about that car accident that I got in. I think about my childhood and how badly I was in the dark and how much I wanted to be successful. And I think about that amazing quote from Lord of the Rings where it's, "Let it be a light for you. I give you the Star of Elendil. It's, let it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out." I want to be a light for others in dark places when all other lights go out. Kevin, same deal. We need to be the person that we needed when we were at our darkest moment. And so this folder, when I started, I took screenshots of every single person who has ever reached out to me saying that I improved the quality of their life, that I helped have a positive impact on them. Every single time anyone for the last 7 years has reached out to me saying, "Alan, thank you so much. You have changed my life." I have every single one of those screenshotted and saved in a private folder. And I'm going to read one to you that came to me recently. It was our team member, Sarah, and she posted it in Next Level Nation. I want to read it out loud. But when I have those head between my knees moments, that's what I go to. I go to that folder and I read those messages. And I remember when it was just a couple. I remember when there was 10 in there. Now there's hundreds, if not thousands in that folder, and they keep growing exponentially, which is so amazing. But when you're at the tough road, when you're at the tough moment, when you want to give up, you got to go to your why. You got to remember why you started. You got to go to something deeper than the money. It has to be deeper than the money. Money's important, but it can't be the reason you started. It can't be the reason you keep going. What I should say is it can't be the only reason, okay? So this is Sarah's post. Thank you so much, Sarah, for posting this. I really appreciate it. This is so unexpected, too. I remember reading this being like, holy crap, this is unbelievable. So Sarah Pringle is feeling grateful with Alan Lazaros on Facebook. "Heroes don't always wear capes. Well, actually, none do, haha. Alan Lazaros is just an ordinary person on the outside. Well, he's pretty jacked, so maybe not ordinary, but he wears normal t-shirts. But inside, ? One of the most extraordinary human beings I've ever met. Inside and deep underneath all them giant muscles is a heart so big and a mind so sharp and a soul so pure. You'd think he was magical, but really it's not magic. He's a person who shows up every day doing his absolute best. But not only that, he shows up every day helping others do their absolute best. There are tears as I write this. So many grateful, happy tears. Because he's the one and only person I can contemplate the entire universe with. I've never understood my own brain, but he answers my most confusing questions. He lifts up every single dream. He's an incredible coach to many, but to me, he's a hero. The first call I ever had with him was over Zoom. He told me to write down the words in the picture below, and it's been on my mirror ever since. From the moment we spoke, he wanted more for me than I even wanted for myself. From that moment forward, something shifted. I found someone who gets it, someone whose brain questions and contemplates everything, someone who isn't satisfied with mediocre, that's for sure, someone who saw my potential and wasn't satisfied with me accepting less than extraordinary. And there is nothing I could ever give to repay the incredible guidance he's given me, except to turn around and move mountains. Alan, I just need the world to know how empowering you are, and I need you to know how much you've empowered me. All the difficult mirrors, all the painful growth that's come along with your coaching, it's worth it. You know that you're changing the entire world, but do you know that you've changed my entire world? All the love, my friend, your eager, ambitious, grateful student, Sarah. And the picture that she posted was from her mirror in her bathroom of the very first call we ever had. I told her to write this on somewhere she would see it every day. And she wrote, and I quote, "I, Sarah Pringle, am committed to doing more of what makes me whole. I, Sarah Pringle, am committed to doing less of what makes me feel empty. I, Sarah Pringle, am committed to forgiving myself each day for making poor decisions, knowing full well that I am growing into a woman who will always make better and better choices. And so, again, first of all, thank you so much, Sarah. My goodness. And I am so grateful at this point to have not only dozens, but hundreds, if not 1,000 plus. I don't really know. I haven't counted. But I have hundreds of those. And that one's a longer one. Not everyone writes that much. But I save those for the moments when I want to quit. I save those for the moments when it's brutal. And, that's what everyone should be doing. They need to find a reason bigger than themselves. Because if it was just for me, I would have quit a million times. I would have quit so many times if it was just for me. You can only feel so much by yourself. And so whatever touches you at the deepest level, like stuff like that, that's why I play. That's why I play. Those messages are why I play. More than anything else. I play for the maximizing my potential, more so than most things. I play for my greatest level of contribution, and I play to improve the quality of my life. But at the end of the day, those messages is why I'm playing, probably more than anything else. And if you don't have something that matters to you that much, that you can hang on to in the darkest moments, you're not going to be able to hang in it for the long run. And that's it. It's got to be bigger than you.
One of the classic things you hear people say when they're trying to embark on a fitness journey is sign up with somebody. Have a peak performance partner, have an accountability partner, because when you don't want to get up out of bed, knowing somebody else is relying on you is helpful. Just like that with this. It's the same exact concept of it has to be bigger than you. You're letting somebody else down if you don't do your thing. We got a boogie because we have our team call. Next Level Nation, if you would be kind enough to leave us a review, there is a link below and it will help us reach more next level people like you. And Alan and I will get to do our mission at an even bigger level. Alan, you want to say something quickly because we have 30 seconds.
Group 6 is opening April 19th. I believe 3 spots are already paid for. We have many verbal yeses that we're following up on. Get into Group 6 as soon as possible and get to the next level with us.
Next Level Nation, as always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. Tomorrow is last week's live podcast for episode number 925, Why Most People Never Achieve Their Goals. This was a fire episode. Make sure you tune in. We love you, appreciate you. At NLU, we do not have fans, we have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.
Bye.